Izuku goes back to the truck where he's being transported to where he transports between the prison and the school. Drive. Oh, well, hey there, little listener. Isn't it a little bit too early for you to come out? Usually you just drive. I need to think for a moment. Wow, okay, little listener. So, what happened? Uh, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, okay, okay. Well, my dad hates me now for 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 helping him in the long run. Oh, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. How is that possible? How is that possible? The same way my dad made me, it's possible, but it's instead of me throwing up a child, it's me throwing up a mini me, which I really don't need right now. Oh God, why? Just make sure you aim for outside if you're gonna do that, or inside. Sorry, I don't know what the complex of your quirk is. Well, God. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. Did you eat him? No. Okay, now you definitely eat him. Yeah, I did. So, your dad hates you now? Yeah. Do you want to still visit him? Uh, I don't know. No, no. Does does arguments usually settle down? Well, usually they do, but this is a sort of different situation. You see, I'm not the best person to talk about this situation. Ah, but maybe Shota is. Shota is. He sure has complicated feelings for his parents and them. You know what? He can tell you if he wants to if you talk to him. Okay. 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 Could you please put on Despacito? Huh. Anything for you, for listen, little listener. And they wrote back to UA in Despacito. I know that was a random song that I picked at just a random time. Izuku went to the teacher's dorm room and knocking at Shota's door. There's a 25% chance he'll be there, but the other 75% is either working his hero hours, sleeping in a completely different area than he intended, or just plain out going to a cat cafe. No one really knows what Shota does. It's not really predictable. You can only know what's happening 25% of the time with Shota. But luckily, he was there, ready to comfort Izuku in his time of need. And then He told me he doesn't even want to see me again. Again, what do I do? I do. Okay, as an orphan myself, the only thing you really can do at that point is just try to, how to explain this slightly? Try not to imagine killing him. What? I don't want him to die. And then everything that I sacrificed was for nothing. Uh, okay, that's good. That's okay. That's good. Shoda doesn't really know how to deal with crying children. He only know how to deal with crying cats. Crying cats. But he eventually settled into a good advice for Izuku is to just let your feelings out, kid. Just let your feelings out. You're probably wondering, how does Shota doesn't know how to deal with children? Children? Well, mostly because he punished children and not really took care of one. Care of one. And since this is basically the child of UA, uh, ex-delinquent, uh, so the entrance exam is tomorrow. Do you want to take out some of your feelings out there? Out there? President Mike said. Please don't encourage that, Hisashi. What? It's a good way to take out stress, punching some stuff. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I know I have a guaranteed entrance into UA, but I wanna try. I wanna prove to everyone that I'm better than them. Oh no, he's crying again. Crying again. Time stick to the entrance exam. Izuku is more composed. But this time, there's something different about Izuku. Something that none of the teachers saw yesterday. A black fedora with a white stripe. He's keeping his father still close to him. The only memory that he has left of him. And this is the narrating speaker speaking. No, I do not have complicated relationships with my father. Actually, he's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Probably the nicest dude you'll meet. Well, not the nicest, but he's nice. Anyway, anyway, Sentizuku can't really, you know, write since he has no limbs. I mean, he has limbs, but whenever he tries to hold something, it kind of floats around him, circular, kind of like traveling through space. So, so Nezu just basically made one of the teachers, let's say midnight to asking questions and him to answer them, and she would just write it down and ask him later if he wanted to change some of his answers, which he doesn't. You get to see, which is relatively good when you realize he only had like 10 months to train for high school. train for high school education. Anyway, here comes the fun part, the physical exam. Ida is yapping his mouth on the zero pointer, and Izuku is having none of it. Hey, shut the fuck up! He's about to explain shit to you. How about you put your impatient ass down your fucking chair? And if you didn't hear any of that, I'm sorry. I wanted to whisper scream because one of my family members is asleep. Anyway, Ida apologizes, and then we go to the physical exam. As soon as the students arrive there, Izuku wastes no time and melts the gate immediately. He turns his he lowers his pH and just goes out there to destroy everything. Nothing is safe in Izuku's path. He was a grieving teenager. Nothing was safe. Buildings, robots, building, buildings. Even your local convenience shop that is somehow in your local convenience shop that was there for some reason selling cookies, and not just any cookies, Girl Scout cookies. He destroyed them, and he didn't even get to enjoy the taste of it due to him not having any taste buds, because he's basically just a bunch of clumped up eukaryotic cells together that doesn't form like tissue, but is but still has high but instead of that just form hydrogen bonds. Yes, I did have a science class. Hydrogen bonds, so yeah, that's basically that. And and if you're wondering how the hell does Izuku think, well, thanks to the chemicals, he's able to make those chemical hyd- hydrogen bonds, and he has a basically net a web of like brains that kind of form one brain if you stick it all together, but it's all separated, but still holds memory somehow. It's complicated, and I do not want to explain it any further. Anyway, Mizuku is on a rampage, basically taking about 50% of the UA entrance exams points, which is basically like 150. No, 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 which is basically 500 points. And and when we cut back to Izuku's physical state, he is this. How does the fedora grow somehow? Well, it's quirk proof. But it also has this feature where it grows with its user. So that's a neat little thing. Anyway, Izuku is basically an untamed monster rampaging all over the city. Well, the candidates don't know what the fuck to do, except the ones that know they need to get points immediately, and those are the same exact students that end up getting into class when I got it. But Nezu thought, yeah, I need to keep our child in check, and just make him just pray for like big pray. and then I'll just neutralize him with a taser dart. As Nessie presses the 0 pointer button, as a few seconds, a few minutes pass where Izuku finally notices it, and a girl trapped under rubble. Now, Izuku is doesn't doesn't have the right mental capacity right now. So what he does is grab the girl with his slime tentacles, and just basically slip, slip to like the gate with her, and the girl is basically almost drowning in Izuku. Izuku forgot to make an air pocket for her, for her, and he just basically leaves her on the ground with a still a bunch of slime on her, and then Izuku basically leaves. Now you may be wondering how is Izuku able to leave his slime around? Well, that's because he just is basically a bunch of cells with hydrogen bonds, so it just basically makes a mini clone of him, which is a skull. The mini clone of him is basically just a skull, just talking. And sorry about that, little Missy. Ah, the majority of us are having a bit of an issue, a bit of a emotional issue, and we're gonna take it out on that giant robot. Giant robots. Now, our pronouns are he, him, but we also can identify as they, them. Okay? Okay? The girl said. So, what is he? What is he? Well, he's a mid-toy cell. Just a bunch of them clumped up with hydrogen bonds. I cannot. I just have to make that point very clear since he's since I just came up with the idea like 40 minutes ago. Anyway, Izuku, back to Monster Izuku, or Gel Monster Izuku, and it's just basically eating the 0 pointer. And once he's done, the the UA Gatling guns just basically load up a bunch of shock bullets to basically immobilize Izuku. Oh, what happened? You did something stupid, Recovery Girl replies. Wait, where's the rest of me? The rest of you is currently being separated and being used as fuel for Nezu's for experiments and also for the support students. You are a very, and I mean very, useful when it comes to machinery. Oh, well, at least I did something right. Yeah. Yeah. Here's your gummies as Recovery Girl just basically throws the gummies into him. I know you can't taste them, so yeah. Anyway, don't do anything stupid in a while, okay? Okay, Granny. Granny. Don't call me Granny. It makes me feel old. Okay, that was part 3 of What if Deku was the had a slime quirk? So, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know. Honestly, I wanted to incorporate Monster Farm Izuku for a very long time. I just didn't really know how to do it. I didn't know where in the timeline I wanted to do it. Originally, I wanted to put it in the USJ, but Izuku has a weakness to excess amounts of water, so that wouldn't work like at all, and it's pretty barren when supply wise. And I would and the government would just have to pay for the repairs that Izuku damaged. So yeah, goodbye.